Hey guys, and welcome back to Live Like Lo. This is Lo, and today we are going to be working with Lakshmi and Ganesha in this two-part series of light language. If you haven't seen last week's video, which was about financial blockages being removed and a pulling of your monetary gifts into your life, then please go back and watch that. I'm gonna put it up in the cards down here and in the description below. So this light language is going to be about creating a stable foundation for all of your blessings to come in and build upon or sit on. And we're focusing on creating a large enough foundation so that all of your pivots, all of your ideas, every single monetary structure that you have to receive money into will then be able to sit upon this foundation wherever you choose to work it so that it can work. And then we're going to vibrationally sit that down on your matrix so that it's tied to you and it will walk with you. And that way itself will have its own spider web, as we've spoken of in different videos in our Shadowwork Mastermind. So it will have its own spider web, but it will be overlaid over your own spider web so that you are constantly receiving through these channels. I hope that makes sense. And if you haven't seen that video, please check that video out, okay? And let's get on with it. Let's get into the channel messages. I'm gonna ask Lakshmi and Ganesha if there's anything that they would like to give to you. Is there any messages that you have for the collective at this time? Okay, so Lakshmi's message is to make sure that your goals are feasible enough to achieve and out of your range enough to help you aspire to them. So for example, if your goals are too low and too easy, they're unmotivating. And if your goals are too high and too lofty, they don't motivate you at all after a certain point because you feel like they're unreachable. The point is to make a very lofty goal, so say for example your end goal, and then to create milestone goals from where you are now to that point. And a lot of people advise you to work backwards, so from the top to the bottom, but do it whichever way works for you, okay? And then whatever those milestones are, that first milestone needs to be just out of your reach, okay? So for example, if I wanted to start a business, my first goal might be getting all of my legal documents together and having my starting capital and figuring out what my name is for my legal documents, just getting all of my basic business stuff together, and then my starting operating cost. Now, I might already, when thinking about my business, have some money to dedicate to this, but I may not have all the money I need in order to get my documents. It may take me several months or several weeks to get all that stuff together. It may take a lot of fundraising or a lot of asking around for friends and family to give money to me or to invest into my company, to go around to angel investors or different types of investors to pitch your business in order to get more funding, or to get all of your legal documents together so that you can go to the bank and get some type of funding as well. So whatever that is, it requires you to do all of those things. Now that seems like a simple task, but really it's just out of your reach. You may not have the money. You may not have you may not have your business plan together. You may not have all of those small little things that need to be done in order for that macro goal to be completed. It will take time, but it's an easy completion if you know where to start, right? And then from that macro small goal, I'll call them macro micro goals because they're like big goals, but then underneath them, they have a bunch of micro goals. So what is that? So the first thing might be figuring out what your business name is, right? Second might be, what am I actually going to do? Or it might be vice versa. What am I going to sell? Or what am I going to do for this business to work? Will it be a regular business? Will it be a nonprofit? Will it be a not-for-profit? Right? What will I need to get that started? The second thing might be figuring out what your business name is. And the third thing might be writing your business plan, right? Now, not everybody is going to write like a crazy long business plan. Some people only have a 1 page, but as long as you have something, right? Then you might want to come up with the first 2 years of like what I would call like idea-based marketing, because you don't really know until you get into it. So that'll be a part of your business plan. And then you have a bunch of little stuff that you stock on top. Then it's like, okay, I have all of this stuff. Now I can go get my legal documents. So I might get an LLC at first, or I might just operate under my own. I might just operate under my own thing. Or if I know I'm doing something health related, I'll do an LLC so that I'm protected. And then from that point, I need to make sure that my LLC is categorized for my business, which is why you kind of want to have all of these arbitrary things kind of figured out so that when you go and apply for your documentation, it's in the right lane. But you can always change it later. It's just paperwork, and who likes paperwork, right? So when we're thinking about this idea, we want to make sure that everything that we do is simple goals that can be achieved, that stack up to that micro goal. Every time that we hit a micro goal, we're getting closer and closer to that macro goal, right? So our biggest goal possible, right? Our big brainy idea. After a certain point of these micro goals, they kind of become what I would call as needed, because you don't really know what happens next. You only have so many milestones that you can really think of, and they're clear, right? And some of them are unclear. There's no way for you at the vantage point that you're at to know how to get that idea done. But you have to go through the motions of doing the other goals in order to figure out what's needed next. And there might be another macro goal that goes before maybe step 4. Right? You might find out that step 4 is really step 7. And there's 3 steps in between that are very big and require a lot of micro goals underneath each one. And so therefore, that goal was maybe not realistic for the time period that you set it at, but you can still get to it. It's just going to take a little bit more time, right? So she's just saying, make sure that you get your goals in a place where they're easily achievable, they motivate you, and they're clear and concise so that you can be consistent and diligent with executing them, and work in time to like rejuvenate yourself. Is there anything else you'd like to say here? She said, no, I think you covered it. Okay, cool. Ganesh, is there anything you'd like to say here? So Ganesh would like to give a message, and this is what Ganesh is saying. Open your heart to the idea that when you are looking for something to bring you monetary value, that monetary isn't this, okay, that the idea of what we hear monetary isn't the same always as money, but money, monetary, and abundance are all in a similar bracket, okay? And so is prosperity, but he left prosperity out. He just wanted me to mention it, okay? So they're all in the same bracket. So when you ask for abundance, you're asking for all 3 of these, but you must be very specific to monetary so that you receive some type of currency. When it comes to currency, you must understand that currency is also a form of stability. And so if you have issues in the root chakra and the sacral chakra with stability, then you will have to work through those areas of needing stability in order to have your monetary blessings more consistently or at all. Okay? Some of you may have really deep blockages. They need to be worked through before you can really receive in the way that's not based in scarcity, okay? Some people receive because they work, and if they stop working, all of their money is gone. It's because they have the belief that hard money comes from hard work. But if they release that belief that money comes from hard work, and money comes from, let's say, doing what you love, right? Some people believe that money comes from doing what you love. So every time that you're putting energy into doing something that you love, you get money. It's based on that belief. That is your current trajectory of which money can come into you because there is no blockage. There's no monetary or financial blockage there, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that you don't need to be diligent and consistent with your outward works, but you must also be diligent and consistent with your inner works. For your inner works will show you exactly where you're missing the ball in your outer works. Now he's showing me, so there was a time in my business where I felt really unworthy, and I felt like I just, there were things that I felt like I could not do or I should not be doing because I wasn't qualified. And that qualification really was like me just feeling like I need to learn more. But I really was qualified to give that information or I wouldn't have had it, right? And that was kind of the point. Like, if you already have the information and it's time for you to share it, then you need to share it. And Spirit wants to say, there are times where you may not feel ready, but you must just go ahead and go. You must just go ahead and step out. You must just go ahead and take that leap. So that way there is no blockage there about what you can and can't do. Because wherever you can't, you also can't receive, okay? So he said he wanted to wrap up by saying that you are worthy of all things, and that all things that you are worthy for will be received by you, but you must believe first that you are worthy of them. Okay. So I hope that these channel messages have resonated with you. If you have experienced any cool if you received any revelations in this message, please tell me in the comments below or leave a like, and we're going to move on to the light language. Okay? Take a deep breath. Now, I'm being told that to walk you through a type of visualization right now. So I want you to visualize what your foundation looks like for what you are going to build your new life with, or this new journey in your life. What does that foundation look like? Is it made of gold? Is it made of iron? Is it made of steel? Is it made of concrete? Is it made of dirt? What is it made of, and how high is it above the ground that it is on? How do you get onto it? Are there steps? Is there a levee? Is there an elevator? Is there a ramp? I just want you to get a good idea. Is there a hill with a flat part at the top? What is the way that you see this foundation being laid, and how big is it? Now, I just want you to take note of this. Now I'm being told, if you have a large foundation, then that means that you have a bigger area able to receive more abundance. And if you have a smaller area, there's only a small amount of abundance you can receive. And I'm being told now that if you have a small area, to now expand that area to the size of maybe a large house. So the expansion of maybe a mansion, very big, okay? Or if we think about I heard 10,000 square feet, something very large, so that you can receive all blessings that you need, and whatever areas you need to pivot on this foundation, that it can hold it all and it won't topple over, okay? Now I want you to take a deep breath and exhale. Now, look at how far your foundation is off of the ground. Now, I want you to look at that, and I want you to tell me how far is it off of the ground, and take note of that. Now, as you see how far you are off of the ground, this is going to allow you to see at what level you currently are in this journey. Some people will be very high and others will be very close to the ground, and either is fine, but it will give you a good indication of where you currently are. So now I'm going to help you in fortifying this in your current plane of existence, and also to allow you, to give you a little bit of a push upward, and to allow to anchor in your blessings onto this particular foundation, so that any blessings you have coming toward you are built on solid ground. So it is. Okay, let us begin. Take deep breaths, and I will bring forth the light language. So it is. Ut am kwam ala ma sil etrun sara la intrekendra in elemina atrukan dandrekin ma am utere keteru utu asara ma e hindrekinda sorokam am yel au kwa malam yanai al uterek meleu sorokam alekimela atuata sama kuata sele itere ahu ale tere shindrekena in el ut askuatele etamazama ite neshkiele etrokana atma salam piano an salam lala ilek mekila akak shkolami elam akyama ajana zana el kuat asanana uet sele mele kuat ashan zora kiemele melo uam dora kuele mele kundrokan zana uet et shurokola amuat ala sindre kindran zoro kile itenna shon zoro kile itana kuamam zanzire kemele malo upaba kemelo zana ishele itoro kuamala izendo zamma kuete shine elehum zana ivele ikulo abom jandre kindrama umalamam zenialama kuala ladom zuru kuata shine ile toro kuala ebiele e sundro kamalam malam yena kumalam yana zuru kuata chandra kamatua masalam yana Shindro kamakana inna alla mamma kuala zanin rekamuk dongala itendra kandru kumemyana kumalam yemama malalam sumbakala iterek torokat terek tokuma amin tandro Sindra kandra kindra kuma uwa malama mala kindra kandru kuna umalam shana liela umalagum sana ile utrogum zambam baremam lendram kasendram kumomam lamam bam guam guam ashimalam bam bam wem make me shon dum suten ente kuntanda unte kindriandam kundre et ut alama agut alama kimala turkuta tete itele kindro zondra kambam jin zama wem lam kundre kindagu anda indre kindragu mala la 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 gum shetre etre amdruku drak mi elek okala don dram druam dregim dagum don dekindro kendrakum bom lek melom malama umam mekem bum Shaking dragon dam drum den lendrekim dakum wom grum dum lam kum drum gam drum gim drum bam jing drum gum regim dam zum gu gu ro 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 gum gram gu gram gum gum brum 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 gum 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 metrum. Sana alam hal melem Tora hashini nekelelom Dana ilele kiandro kandrua mele etrendro Zana ishere kium turokama ala himele Toro ashindre kimala momo mainenuam Dana ishere kimala mapuamba Dana mie malamwa malamba Tinelele mamwa malamba la minemene kuam Shandiye de alam malam yanam malam yalam Shiniele malam malamakum malam Sum sam seriana lagumba Sum sam segiye de adumma Sundiele amda am Shiniele alam malam kamalam Shingelele utiene am utelele utiene am kuntiele utiere at ut ishandra elebebat Sentrek dambo mam yenam nam mam mem Suru mam mialam mam mele mam Kunu elele malam nam lam yenam malam yam nam kuam nananiwat Zana yelele wana malu wama kelan yalam nu kolam yalam kola yana utanaki Sono ela imena wa magua melala menene watana shileti anna kuala inana kwana maya Ini anana yemenya nuam yamna yanu kunanam yalam yamine kunam yana umam Lele kenani anu nani anu nuagnani anashunai Zunieleni anana umam Sanueleni ele malakum lalaikanna kunana kunana ime Leluam yanawam Shanielek melena wamam yamawam Shandru talayam Shanweme yana umalan yana Shani kendiyam Sani itet Son san mama mia mama mia mama mia mama Take a deep breath, please. Right now, we're going to remove any of your current vortexes that aren't serving you, or we're going to highlight those that are not ready to be removed that you'll need to work through, and they'll start to become more apparent to you for you to work on them, okay? So take a deep breath. Trok menene kuna anana mama miena amnama wamala miena kuamala in zanam yaram turu mana inchere danamanya manomala yama wamala miena kumala imela mama wa memana wam Chandra Kamalam Wamale Manakua Mala Itene Shiandrek Mokut Zanai Terekimla Atruna Nyandra Kamala. Sorokuatala Itereke Drekindrak Mankumele Terekimere Etruko Sarai Zanai Sherekimara Atruki Sendreki Indra Kamakuata Sala Mara Drekin Drua Masala Itreki Mileki Turoko Sala Drekin Rak Malakata Shani Shireki Shireki Itaka Utokasalama. Thank you guys. I hope that this message has resonated with you, and I can't wait to see you next week. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and if any of this resonated with you, please let me know what resonated down in the comments. Let me know what your experience was, how you felt the light language. I love hearing you guys' stories and telling me how you feel. If you accept and all of that good stuff, I probably should have said that in the beginning, but please put it down in the comments. And this light language will be with you and will sit with you until you have fully integrated it. I've asked Archangel Michael to protect you at this time as you are integrating this. And I'm calling forth Archangel Raphael to help you with any healing that is necessary during this time, and Archangel Gabriel to help you with any revelations that need to come forward at this time. So may you elevate, and may you continue to receive all of your blessings, all of your monetary gifts, and so it is. May the Greater Spirit continue to bless you and keep you up and risen. So it is. I love you so, so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.